Other news out of camp, we had two pretty good debuts, or I should say, one pretty good debut and another one not okay. Sean Mania and Kodai Senga made their spring debuts this past week. Uh, Sean Mania in the game against the Marlins a few days ago pitched 3 innings, only gave up 1 run. That run was a Connor Norby home run. The Mets signed Mania to a 1-year deal in 2024. Of course, Mania was a big part of the OMG era Mets. Cinderella story there for both the Mets as a team and Mania. Sean Mania down the stretch, a big reason why the Mets got to the NLCS in 2024, but he had a rough go of things last season. ERA over 5.53 last season. He started the season hurt, had an oblique injury in camp, and never really bounced back. Mania couldn't get deep into starts, just looked overall uncomfortable all season long. Mania didn't look too bad against the Marlins. Again, 1 run he gave up on 1 hit, which was the homer by Norby, and yeah, pitched 3 innings, 2 scoreless innings otherwise. Sean Mania is a guy I have to see more of. I don't with all the starters in camp. Um, you gotta figure out where Mania fits in because obviously Freddie Peralta, he's been named the opening day starter already. Freddie probably gonna be the ace of the staff. Nolan McLean, who down the stretch was fantastic. Um, he's still considered a rookie. Could win Rookie of the Year this year. So, but if what we've seen in the big league so far is any indication from Nolan McLean, then he's if he can repeat last season and do it consistently for one whole full season, then Nolan McLean definitely he's going to be the number 2 man in the rotation. Clay Holmes, number 3 man in the rotation. We'll talk about Holmes and McLean later on. They're both on Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. But McLean and Holmes definitely locking up their rotation. And then you have David Peterson, an all-star from last season. Despite the Mets trying to shop him around, couldn't move him. They brought him back on a deal in arbitration. And then you have so many wild cards. There's Kodai Senga, who we'll get to in a minute. Christian Scott, who missed all of last season after having Tommy John in the middle of 2024. He's going to work his way back. It'll be interesting to see if he makes the big league club. Um, there's so many different ways that the Mets can go in the spring. Jonah Tong is in the mix for that final 5th starter spot. So Sean and I is going to have to compete. Like I said, the 4 locks right now, Peralta, McLean, Holmes, and Peterson, those 4 definitely on the opening day rotation. Who gets the 5th spot? Again, Mania, Christian Scott, Jonah Tong. It's really Kodai Senga. It's really a toss up at this point. But it's an encouraging sign to see Mania go 3 innings, only giving up a run. There were points in time last season where Mania couldn't even make it to 3 innings. So very encouraging sign for Mania, looking to get back to form. This is after 2024, the Mets re-signed him to a 3-year deal. This is year 2 of that 3-year deal. The first one being last season in 2025. So we'll see what happens in 2026. But Sean Mania, 1 run through 3 innings against the Marlins. Very encouraging sign there. I mean, again, spring training is what it's going to be. Spring training. Yes, numbers matter, but you got to remember, folks, spring training, the games don't count. The level of competition is uneven because you got non-roster invitees, veterans trying to extend their careers where they're at the brink of being out of the league. You got prospects trying to make an impression with their team officials in the front office, and then you got the minor leaguers who've been on the shuttle up and down between the bigs and AAA, all fighting to show what they got in hopes of making the roster, breaking camp with the team, going to wherever they're going on opening day for the Mets is home to Flushing. So remains to be seen. We'll probably see Mania pitch maybe one or two more times in the spring, but encouraging sign for Mania. Kodai Senga, moving on to Kodai Senga. Uh, Kodai Senga made his spring debut also last week against the St. Louis Cardinals over in Jupiter. And he gave up 2 home runs in 2 2/3 innings. His fastball was reportedly at 98 miles per hour. He had 2 strikeouts and no walks. Senga, again, hurt in the middle of last season, was actually demoted to AAA Syracuse in the home stretch of last year. And after he exhausted his rehab starts, he said he was not confident in his ability to come back and effectively try to help the team make the playoffs. Of course, the Mets missing the playoffs. It came down to the final day of the season against Miami in a game where Miami won and we missed the last wild card spot by a game. But some people say, and I'm going to go ahead and say it, Kodai Senga gave up on the team. He probably saw it was a lost season. I don't know how you're a professional baseball player at the highest level, and you're not confident in your abilities to contribute, so you rather stay on the I don't even know if it was the injured list, the restricted list, whatever list they put him on, because he exhausted his rehab starts and he didn't have a setback. He just said he felt he wasn't ready. Um, I mean, I respect it, but I don't. I respect it because, all right, this guy, he knows he doesn't have what it takes at the moment, but at the same time, like, bro, you're a professional athlete. Like, sometimes when your number is called, you have to rise to the occasion. Forget letting yourself down. You let your team down. But again, last season is over. It is what it is. But Senga giving up 2 home runs in 2 2/3 innings. That's not a good sign. Getting bit by the gopher ball, never a good sign. But fastball topping out at 98 miles per hour, not too bad. He didn't throw the ghost fork much in that outing. I personally felt like Senga was a mixed bag. I didn't like the body language on the mound that I saw. Is an encouraging sign that he did not walk anybody. And he had 2 strikeouts, so very, very encouraging sign. But Senga, again, fifth spot is up for the taking between Senga, Christian Scott, Sean Manaea. Like we don't know which way that this fifth rotation spot is going to go. I personally couldn't tell you. I mean, we haven't seen Christian Scott um, yet in spring training action, so it's hard to tell. But Kodai Senga, again, 2 runs, and the 2 home runs were the only runs he gave up, but 2 runs, which were both homers in 2 2/3 innings against St. Louis. But this Mets team, I'm I don't know. Let's talk about that fifth spot in the rotation. Again, Justin Hagenman also in the mix for that spot. Hagenman I saw also in Port St. Lucie. But Hagenman hasn't looked really comfortable. Last season, Hagenman, 9 appearances, 0-1, 4.56 ERA, 23rd and 2/3 innings, 23 strikeouts. But Hagenman in 2025, we pull up Hagenman's numbers. Again, he only started 1 game. That 1 game he started was a Subway Series game, but he's trying to be a starter. He's not trying to pitch out of the bullpen. But he's got a 5.40 ERA in spring this season. 8 1/3 innings. That's typically not good if you're getting clobbered with a over 5 ERA. But Hagenman in the mix. I don't think he's getting that fifth rotation spot. He'll probably be shuttled up and down between Syracuse and Flushing. If the Mets need a spot start, probably have him start, send him back down right after the game's over. Again, we mentioned Manaea. we mentioned Mania. Mania again, probably the most likely candidate to get that spot, and we mentioned Jonah Tong. Jonah Tong, somebody we haven't talked about in a while on the program, but Jonah Tong struggling in his spring training so far. He's got an ERA over 10, 10.13. He's 0-1, 10.13, 2 2/3 innings, 2 strikeouts. Jonah Tong, somebody that they were very high on. He was the minor league leader in strikeouts for the year of 2025. We had a game day vlog on. It's still on the channel. When he made his MLB debut against Miami, had 6 Ks in that debut. Of course, the Mets blew Miami out of the water in that game. So I mean, anybody who had a 12-run lead at the end of 2 innings was more than likely going to win it. But I personally have not liked what I've seen out of Tong since that first start. But yeah, so I mean, it's between Jonah Tong, Kodai Senga, Sean Manaea, uh, yeah, and Justin Hageman and Christian Scott. And then we look at Christian Scott. Not a very big sample size. He hasn't pitched since 2024. In the 2024 season, he pitched in 9 games, 0-3, 4.56 ERA, 39 Ks, and 47 and a third. So Christian Scott, yeah, Christian Scott. I don't know. He's he's coming off Tommy John. We can see what he's about. Like I said, he pitched in 9 games, started all 9 games that he appeared in. 0-3, 4.56 ERA. Yeah, and he got bit by the gopher ball too. Gave up 8 home runs in 47 and a third innings. 12 walks in that time frame compared to 39 strikeouts is not too bad. The only upside is Christian Scott is young. He's 26 years of age. I don't know. Tommy John is not easy to come back from, but we'll see what he's made of. He has yet to make an appearance this spring. We don't really know what the plan is for Christian Scott, but prior to spring training starting, it was said that he would be a participant in camp. And of course, there will be no Tyler McGill this season. He had Tommy John in the offseason, so that's a lost year for McGill. But me personally, if I had to make the decision between who's going to get the spot, whether it's going to be Scott, Senga, Tong, um, Manaea, or Hageman, if Sean Manaea continues to look good, I'll give it to Sean Manaea. If Kodai Senga, it really, in my opinion, it's between Kodai Senga and Sean Manaea. If Senga can outplay Manaea, give it to Senga. If Manaea can outplay Senga, give it to Manaea. And put whoever loses between the two in the bullpen. Because they're both still good pitchers, but right now I have more faith in Sean Manaea than I do in Kodai Senga. So if it were up to me, and especially, I mean, one game, 3 innings apiece between the two of them, or 2 2/3 in the case of Senga, not really a great sample size. And again, like I said, spring training is uneven in competition, but also I'm going to factor in the end of last season. I'm very hesitant to put a guy in my rotation who lost confidence in himself and stated publicly too that he's not ready to come back. Like, bro, you exhausted all of your major league options. You quit on the team. You quit on yourself. Say what you will, but that's just how I feel about Kodai Senga. So, for up to me, Manaea would be the fifth man.